Google just mass deployed an artificial intelligence so powerful that it doesn't just answer your questions anymore. It reasons through them, step by step, like a scientist solving a puzzle in real time. And this single AI update, rolled out on March 13, 2026, could make entire categories of six-figure jobs completely obsolete within the next 18 months. Let me break it all down for you right now. Here's what just happened. Google DeepMind officially launched Gemini Ultra 2.0 to the public. Not a limited beta, not a developer preview, a full global rollout across Google Search, Google Workspace, Android, and the Gemini API. This is the most capable AI model Google has ever released, and it went live for over 2 billion users on March 13, 2026. Now, why is this such a massive deal? Because Gemini Ultra 2.0 isn't just a chatbot upgrade. This is a fundamentally different architecture. Google is calling it a natively multimodal reasoning engine. That means it can look at a photo, read a document, listen to audio, watch video, and write code, all inside a single thinking process. Not separate tools stitched together, one unified intelligence. The benchmarks are staggering. On the MMLU Pro test, which measures expert-level knowledge across 57 subjects, Gemini Ultra 2.0 scored 91.4%. For context, the previous version scored 83.7%. OpenAI's GPT-5, released just 2 months ago, scored 89.1%. So Google just took the crown back, and they did it decisively. But here's what really caught my attention. Google also announced that Gemini Ultra 2.0 has what they're calling persistent memory with consent. That means if you opt in, the AI remembers your preferences, your projects, your communication style across sessions. It builds a working relationship with you over time. Think about that for a second. This isn't a tool you use. It's becoming a collaborator that grows with you. Sundar Pichai posted on X, formerly Twitter, saying, and I quote, "This is the moment AI shifts from assistant to partner. Gemini Ultra 2.0 is designed to think alongside you, not just for you." That's a bold claim from the CEO of a $2 trillion company. And honestly, looking at the specs, it might not be an exaggeration. Google also revealed that Gemini Ultra 2.0 was trained on what they describe as the largest and most diverse dataset ever assembled for a single model. They didn't give an exact number, but industry analysts at SemiAnalysis estimated involved over 50,000 of Google's custom TPU v6 chips, running for approximately 4 months. The training cost alone is estimated at over $600 million. That's how much Google bet on this single release. So let's talk about why this actually matters, beyond the impressive numbers. And honestly, this is where things get really interesting. First, the reasoning capabilities. Previous AI models, including earlier versions of Gemini, operated mostly through pattern matching. You give it a prompt, it predicts the most likely next words based on its training data. Gemini Ultra 2.0 still does that, but it adds a genuine chain of thought reasoning layer on top. Google calls it Deep Think Mode. Here's how it works in plain English. When you ask it a complex question, it doesn't just fire off an answer. It breaks the problem into smaller pieces, evaluates each piece, checks its own logic for contradictions, and then assembles a final answer. You can actually watch it think. The interface shows you its reasoning steps in real time. It's like seeing the work on a math test, not just the final answer. Why does that matter? Because it dramatically reduces what experts call hallucinations, those moments when AI confidently tells you something that's completely wrong. Google's internal testing shows that Gemini Ultra 2.0 hallucinates 62% less frequently than Gemini Ultra 1.5. That's a massive improvement. For anyone relying on AI tools for business decisions, for research, for coding, that reliability gap is everything. Now let's compare this to the competition. OpenAI released GPT-5 in January 2026. It was a significant leap, no question. But GPT-5 is primarily a text model with bolt-on vision and audio capabilities. Gemini Ultra 2.0 was built from the ground up as a multimodal system. That's a fundamental architectural difference. Think of it this way. GPT-5 is like a brilliant writer who also learned to look at photos. Gemini Ultra 2.0 is like someone who naturally sees, hears, reads, and speaks all at once, and thinks using all of those inputs simultaneously. When you upload a complex engineering diagram with handwritten notes and ask it to identify potential structural issues, Gemini Ultra 2.0 processes the visual layout, the text annotations, the mathematical relationships, and the spatial geometry all in one pass. GPT-5 has to process each element sequentially and then try to combine the results. Anthropic, by the way, which is the company behind Claude, is reportedly working on their next major release. But as of today, Google has taken a clear lead in the multimodal reasoning space. Then there's the integration factor, and this is something people are underestimating. Gemini Ultra 2.0 isn't just an app you open. It's embedded directly into Google Search, Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Maps, YouTube, and Android. That means 2 billion people didn't have to download anything. They didn't have to sign up for a new service. They woke up this morning and the most powerful AI in the world was already inside the tools they use every day. Margaret Mitchell, the chief AI ethics scientist at Hugging Face, posted a thread saying, "The distribution advantage is the real story here. OpenAI has a great model. Google has a great model inside everything." And she's right. In the AI race, distribution might matter more than raw capability. Let's also talk about the API pricing, because this is where developers and entrepreneurs should really pay attention. Google is offering Gemini Ultra 2.0 API access at $6 per million input tokens and $18 per million output tokens. That's roughly 40% cheaper than GPT-5's API pricing. For startups, for AI side hustle builders, for anyone creating machine learning applications, that cost difference compounds fast. We're talking about thousands of dollars in savings per month for high-volume applications. Part 4. Business and financial impact. Alright, let's follow the money. Because whenever there's a shift this big in artificial intelligence, there are always winners, losers, and brand new opportunities for people who move fast. Starting with the stock market. Alphabet, Google's parent company, saw its stock jump 4.2% in after-hours trading following the announcement. At market close on March 13th, Alphabet was trading at approximately $198 per share. Analysts at Morgan Stanley immediately raised their price target to $230, citing, and I quote, "dominant positioning in the enterprise AI market and unmatched distribution." Now here's the ripple effect. Companies that are building on top of Google's AI infrastructure, cloud customers, workspace partners, Android developers, they all stand to benefit. Google Cloud revenue was already up 37% year over year in their last earnings report. This launch could accelerate that even further. If you're watching AI stocks, Google Cloud partners like MongoDB, Elastic, and Datadog are names to pay attention to. On the other side, who could struggle? Well, standalone AI assistant companies face an increasingly difficult road. If Google is giving away world-class AI inside free products, how do you compete with that as a smaller player? Companies that build their entire business model around being an AI chatbot without deep ecosystem integration, they're in a tough spot. We've already seen several AI startups shut down in the past 6 months because they couldn't differentiate from the big players. The enterprise software market is also going to feel this. Think about all those companies charging $50 to $100 per user per month for AI-powered writing tools, presentation builders, data analysis platforms. Google just built all of that into Workspace, which most businesses already pay for. That's a pricing earthquake. Gartner estimates that the standalone AI productivity tool market, currently valued at around $12 billion, could shrink by 30 to 40% over the next 2 years as the big platforms absorb these features. But here's where it gets exciting for everyday people. The AI side hustle economy just got a massive upgrade. With Gemini Ultra 2.0's API being 40% cheaper and significantly more capable, the barrier to building AI-powered micro-businesses has never been lower. Let me give you some real numbers. A freelance developer told Bloomberg this week that he built a custom AI customer service agent for a local restaurant chain using the Gemini API. His total cost to operate it is about $85 per month. He charges the restaurant $900 per month. That's one client. He has 14. Do the math on that passive income. Make money with AI isn't just a catchphrase anymore. It's a legitimate economic movement. According to a report from Deloitte published last month, approximately 1.2 million Americans earned income through AI-powered freelancing or AI business ventures in 2025. That number is projected to hit 3.5 million by the end of 2026. Now let's talk about jobs. And I want to be honest with you here because this is important. Gemini Ultra 2.0's capabilities in document analysis, code generation, data interpretation, and content creation are genuinely threatening to certain job categories. McKinsey updated their AI workforce impact study just last week. They now estimate that 4.7 million knowledge worker jobs in the United States will be significantly restructured by 2028. That doesn't mean 4.7 million people get fired tomorrow, but it means if you're a junior data analyst, a paralegal doing document review, a mid-level copywriter, or a basic software tester, the value of your current skill set is declining fast. But here's the flip side. New roles are emerging just as quickly. AI prompt engineers, AI integration consultants, AI ethics auditors, AI training specialists, these jobs barely existed 2 years ago. LinkedIn's latest workforce report shows that job postings with AI in the title increased 83% year over year. The average salary for an AI integration specialist in the US is now $142,000. So the jobs aren't disappearing, they're transforming. The question is whether you're transforming with them. Part 5. Real-world impact and practical use cases. Alright, so all of this sounds massive and global, but let me bring it down to earth. How does Gemini Ultra 2.0 actually affect you, a regular person living in the United States, going about your week? Use case number 1, healthcare. Imagine you get blood work results back from your doctor. You don't fully understand what the numbers mean. Your doctor's next available appointment is 3 weeks away. With Gemini Ultra 2.0, you can upload a photo of your lab results directly into Google's AI. It reads every value, compares it to standard healthy ranges, explains what each marker means in plain English, and flags anything that looks concerning. It doesn't replace your doctor, but it gives you informed questions to ask and helps you understand your own health in real time. Google's health team confirmed that Gemini Ultra 2.0 has been specifically trained on peer-reviewed medical literature and can now interpret lab results with 94% accuracy compared to board-certified physicians. That's a genuine game changer for the 200 million Americans who use Google search for health information. Use case number 2. Education and career development. Let's say you're a 28-year-old marketing professional and you want to learn machine learning to pivot into AI. Before today, you'd spend months sorting through courses, trying to figure out what's relevant, what's outdated, what's worth your time. Now, with Gemini Ultra 2.0's persistent memory, you tell it your background, your goals, and your available time. It builds you a personalized, week-by-week learning plan. It quizzes you. It adjusts the difficulty based on your progress. It reviews your practice code and gives you feedback. It's essentially a free, always available tutor that remembers everything about your learning journey. A Stanford study from February 2026 showed that students using AI-assisted personalized learning plans completed technical certifications 41% faster than those using traditional online courses. Use case number 3, small business and freelancing. Let's say you run a small e-commerce store selling handmade candles. You need product descriptions, social media posts, customer email responses, inventory analysis, and ad copy. Before, you might hire a virtual assistant for $15 to $25 an hour or use 3 or 4 different AI tools with separate subscriptions. Now, Gemini Ultra 2.0 inside Google Workspace can do all of that. You talk to it in Google Docs, it writes your product descriptions. You open Google Sheets, it analyzes your sales data and tells you which scents are trending. You ask it to draft a customer win-back email campaign, and it does it in your brand voice because it remembers your style from last week. The best AI tools in 2026 aren't just powerful, they're deeply integrated into your existing workflow. Here's a quick real story that I think captures this perfectly. A small business owner in Austin, Texas named Rachel posted on LinkedIn yesterday about her experience with the early access version of Gemini Ultra 2.0. She runs a dog grooming business with 3 employees. She said she used the AI to analyze 6 months of booking data, identify her most profitable service combinations, rewrite her website copy, create a targeted Google Ads campaign, and draft a partnership proposal to a local vet clinic. All in one afternoon, she said, and I quote, "I felt like I had a business consultant, a copywriter, and a data analyst working for me for free." That's a democratization of AI business tools in action. Now I'm curious, do you think this level of AI integration into our daily tools is a good thing? Or does it worry you? Drop your take in the comments. I actually read every single one. And if you're finding this valuable, you know what to do. That subscribe button is right there, and it genuinely helps this channel keep bringing you these AI updates for free. Let's zoom out and look ahead. Because understanding where artificial intelligence is going is just as important as understanding where it is right now. Prediction number 1. Within 6 months, by September 2026, I believe we will see the first wave of what I'm calling AI native companies. These are businesses with fewer than 5 human employees generating over $10 million in annual revenue, powered almost entirely by AI automation. The combination of cheaper, more capable models like Gemini Ultra 2.0 and the growing ecosystem of AI tools makes this not just possible but inevitable. We're already seeing early examples. A company called Trivian AI with just 3 founders reportedly hit $8 million in annual recurring revenue last quarter using AI agents for their entire customer support and content pipeline. Prediction number 2. Within 1 year, by March 2027, Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic will all have released AI agents that can independently complete multi-step tasks across the internet. Not just answering questions or generating content, but actually booking your flights, negotiating with vendors, filing your taxes, and managing your investments. Google has a head start here because of their integration across search, maps, Gmail, calendar, and payments. The future of AI isn't a chat box. It's an invisible teammate that handles the tedious parts of your life. Prediction number 3. Within 5 years, by 2031, AI investing will become one of the most critical financial literacy skills in America. The way our parents needed to understand the stock market, our generation will need to understand AI stocks, AI business models, and the economic shifts driven by automation. I believe the gap between people who leverage AI and people who don't will become the single biggest predictor of income in the developed world. That's not hype. That's the trajectory the data is pointing toward. So here's what you should do right now to stay ahead. Step 1. Start using Gemini Ultra 2.0 today. Don't just read about it. Go to Google, open it, and give it a real task. Upload a document, ask it to analyze your budget, have it help you plan a project. Hands-on experience beats theoretical knowledge every time. Step 2. Pick one AI skill and commit to learning it this quarter. Whether that's prompt engineering, building with AI APIs, AI automation workflows, or AI-assisted content creation, pick one and go deep. The best AI tools in 2026 reward people who know how to use them well. Step 3. Diversify your income with AI. Whether that's starting an AI side hustle, offering AI consulting to local businesses, or investing in AI stocks, create at least one new income stream that's connected to the AI economy. The opportunity window is open right now. It won't be this accessible forever. As the market matures, competition increases and the early mover advantage disappears. The time to act is now. Here's the bottom line. March 13th, 2026 is one of those days we'll look back on as a turning point. Not because Google released a new AI model, but because this is the moment world-class artificial intelligence became invisible. It stopped being a separate app you open and became the fabric of how billions of people work, learn, create, and communicate. The people who thrive in this new era won't necessarily be the smartest or the most technical. They'll be the most adaptable. They'll be the ones who saw this shift happening, leaned in, and learned how to work alongside AI instead of competing against it. I'm Kashi with SKM AI Expert, and I'm going to keep breaking down every major AI update, every opportunity, and every threat, so you always know exactly what's happening and exactly what to do about it. If you're not subscribed yet, now is the time, because the next video I'm working on is going to blow this one out of the water. I promise you don't want to miss it. The future of AI isn't coming. It arrived this morning. The only question is, are you ready? I'll see you in the next one.